Well, as the AFRO-DEN reporter, this is exactly what I managed to see in this presentation of Honorable Odong Moris, the mayor of the municipality of Rila. Said was really said, but the northern Uganda was not left out. He looked at the Ugandan virginity, the Ugandan northern virginity, and encouraged you people in the diaspora to come and invest more. UCN, that was really brave. And as the AFRO-DEN reporters, we always say that what we see is what we give you. Just listen to what his Lord Mayor says. Enjoy. Thank you.
Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, here heavily represented by the Honorable Minister Samingola, His Excellency the Ambassador Zake Kibedi, and the Deputy Head of Mission at the Embassy, including all members of technical staff at the Embassy, Honorable Members of Parliament here present, all invited guests in your distinguished capacities. I cannot mention all in the interest of time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name, as you are told, is Odong Moris. I am the mayor of the municipality of Lira, serving my first term. But I'm also the National Vice Chairperson of Urban Authorities Association of Uganda, which is a body that brings together all the mayors in Uganda and all urban managers or town clerks of the municipalities in Uganda. My presentation is on behalf of all the local leaders in northern Uganda. And permit me to say, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am profoundly honored and exceedingly humbled to have this rare but pleasurable opportunity to present to you a paper on the theme that I've been given, and you can see in your program's paper. This paper I present on behalf of the leaders of northern Uganda. It discusses northern Uganda context of business and investment opportunities, presents some specific investment opportunities in northern Uganda, and concludes with an appeal for an increased investment in northern Uganda. In the mid-1990s, Uganda carried out an economic reform, including among others trade liberalization. As a result, foreign direct investment was attracted mainly in the manufacturing industry, which has contributed to economic growth averaging about 6% per annum, and this growth is expected to continue to about 7% per annum. Uganda encourages not just foreign investment, but investment generally, including local investment. And Uganda Investment Authority was established and intended to be a one-stop center to promote and facilitate investment in Uganda by both foreign and local investors. The northern context of investment. In this paper, northern Uganda refers to Lango and Acholi sub-regions. I'm not talking about the greater northern region. I'm talking about Lango and Acholi sub-regions, whose districts are Lira, Aletong, Otuke, Oyam, Dokolo, Amolata, Kole, Apache, Nwoya, Amuru, Gulu, Kitgum, Pader, Lamuo, and Agago. These districts in northern Uganda suffered the brunt of the Lord's Resistance Army, LRA war, which started in 1986 and ended in 2006, and with the cessation of hostilities. The region is yet to experience complete recovery and rehabilitation since the 2 decades of insurgency caused an enormous and unprecedented negative social, political, and economic impact, frustrating economic growth in the region. In a bid to step up the level of development in northern Uganda and bring it to the levels of other regions in the country, government has put up special poverty alleviation programs. To mention but a few: Peace, Recovery and Development Program, PRDP, and Northern Uganda Social Action Fund, New SAF. But even these commendable government efforts, in my observation, has not yet yielded the desired complete rehabilitation and transformation of northern Uganda. This therefore calls for greater levels of investment in northern Uganda, especially in line with government's vision of transforming the country into a middle-income economy or income country with a per capita income of $9,000 by 2040. As the region continues to enjoy a period of relative peace, calm, and security now of people's lives and property, let it be known to the whole world that northern Uganda is now safe and open to businesses and investment, I declare. The two decades of hopelessness, shame, and deprivation is now over, and it is only fit to be stored in our history books. Northern Uganda has now embarked on an important, unstoppable, and irreversible journey towards full recovery and rehabilitation, and I call upon every stakeholder to be proactively involved in this process at local, national, and international levels. According to survey carried out by the Uganda Investment Authority, UIA, Northern Uganda has great untapped business and investment potentials in a number of areas, as will be discussed below. Northern Uganda is the only region in Uganda where you can still get large tracts of cultivable land. Elsewhere in the country, you will agree with me that land is now hopelessly fragmented. The fantastically balanced climate in northern Uganda, with 2 seasons of good rainfall in a year, is a catalyst for agriculture and agribusiness. And the region has a huge potential for being the food basket for not only Uganda, but the entire East and Central Africa region, once large-scale commercial farming is undertaken, as opposed to the current peasant smallholder farming. Much of this produce finds its way to markets in Kampala, and we have now gotten access to markets in South Sudan, Juba. But unfortunately, these products that we produce in northern Uganda go unprocessed, and therefore fetching less money for our farmers and making the poverty situation even worse. There is need to invest in agro-processing industries for value addition through processing and packaging, like factories for producing juice out of pineapples, mangoes during bumper harvest. Like when I came this moment is about mango season, where you have more than you can consume. We believe that this kind of factories can do a lot of work in adding value to these fruits. The region also needs more investment in form of processing factory to take advantage of the large quantities of sunflower seeds, soya beans, cotton seeds, usually produced in northern Uganda. This is for processing oil. The region also needs more factories for processing and packaging rice, millet, maize, and cassava flour production. The same survey reveals that in addition to the potential for large-scale commercial agriculture, floriculture is an investment option in northern Uganda, and it is yet untapped. It is virgin. Another lucrative business and investment opportunity in Lango and Acholi sub-region is in the southeast sector, where investors are required in key growth sectors like health, education, trade, tourism, and sports. There is need for more local and foreign investors who can build more hospitals, universities, and tertiary institutions of learning, hotels, and recreational facilities. Tourism offers another bright investment prospect in northern Uganda. Historical sites like Sir Samuel Baker's Fort, which you can find in Patiko, Ligulu district, and Balonyo Massacre Memorial Site. This place is in Lira, in Ogur sub-county, where over 100 people were massacred, butchered by the rebels during the epitome or the apex of the insurgency. These and other places you can come and see and support us. Also, we have opportunities in the areas of fish farming, construction of fish ponds, and fish factories.
There is need for investment in lives of the young generation.
Excuse me, Your Lordship.
Yes.
We have 2 minutes left.
2 minutes is wonderful enough for me to summarize, and I thank you for that. This point I need to make because I'm a relatively young leader. We need to invest in the lives of the young generation of northern Uganda by constructing technical skills institutes, more vocational training schools, because we have youth whose future were disrupted because of the insurgency, and they cannot afford to go back to formal school anymore. We need more investment in the lives of these young Ugandans who will build Uganda for tomorrow. In my conclusion, to the best of my understanding and knowledge, majority of Ugandan diaspora mainly came here with the skills only and went on to acquire more skills, expertise and exposure. With the firm resolve, resilience and effective networking, you have finally made it in life. It is these skills, this exposure, this creativity, this industriousness that we want you to exercise back home to propel economic growth at home. I also noticed one thing in the Ugandan diaspora. You have reached this far by possessing and harnessing a strong positive attitude. The attitude that I want to describe as the I can do it mentality. I can do it mentality.
Yeah.
We want this kind of attitude back home so that we can pull our people out of their misery and they again begin to prosper in their own country. And thank you all for listening. When you consider to invest in Uganda, the power of Africa, it is my humble appeal that you make northern Uganda your investment destination. Thank you so much.